Well, I was watching Film Out while I was editing the Amygdala video, and I was like, I missed a song a lot, and I found out that Xceleste made a video about Film Out, and
Subflares.
she kind of explained everything. I thought definitely I have to watch this video and see what was going on in one of my favorite music video of all time from BTS. Like, I think this is the best work BTS has ever done, thanks to their music creator, thanks to the composer, and thanks to the great vocals by BTS members. This is one of the best, in my opinion, as a musician. And I like to know what Xceleste had to explain here in the Film Out, because it's Japanese. I don't really understand the concepts in here. Maybe they're kind of like related to their culture and things like that. But I'm sure Xceleste made the best work, and she
Squad,
explained
welcome back.
everything that we need. Everybody watch this video quite remarkably. Like, yes, they watched it till the end, and we're going to do it as well. Thank you so much, Xceleste, one more time, and let's go without further explanation.
To my channel and to the Film Out music video explanation / theory video. Now, to understand BTS's fictional storyline, I did create an updated BTS storyline summary video on my channel.
Yeah, we watched this before.
To understand the rest of this video, I do recommend you watching it if you haven't yet. Alright, let's begin. We start with Jungkook alone in a room with covered furniture. This room represents the future, while the cleaner looking room with all the members together is the past.
Alright.
The windows behind Jungkook are covered in clouds, just like the window behind Taehyung, so we know this is a window. And in one scene, this window also had blinds. During Taehyung's part, you notice an hourglass laying on the table. This could represent that time has stood still, and that this room represents being stuck or is in a standstill.
Cool.
As soon as the room darkens, it shows Seokjin walking in, but this is a different room from what Jungkook was in. The windows that were covered in clouds now show all 7 of the boys together in the
Parallel
clean room.
universe.
This represents the parallel universes. Notice how the couch is facing each other, the plants are in the same location, and the lamps are on the same side of the room. Parallel universe means a world conceived of as coexisting with and having certain similarities to the known world.
Is it like Seokjin is in the other part of that glass? Like, they're kind of like this?
But different from it in some fundamental way. As you could see, Jungkook has the room with the gray chair, while Seokjin's room has the white chair.
White chair, alright.
Why are there parallel universes? It's because there's time traveling. Seokjin made a deal with a cat to travel back in time in order to save the boys, and we all know how that went down. Each time Seokjin...
That is the strength point of Xceleste, that she is watching everything. Like, everything. Some part of the story lies beneath the other kind of music videos from BTS. That's clever. It forces you to go and watch those music videos as well, but all right.
Travels back, he actually doesn't continue the same universe, but creates another parallel universe. The old universe he left behind will actually continue as is, which is what I believe all of these doors represent. All of the universes he created by time travel. Okay, but in this clean room, which is the past, they're all happy because they're...
From cinematography point of view, look at this triangle here. Do you see it? Do you see it as an audience? Like, this is, the way that they sit. See, this is another triangle. Two different triangles. When you see these triangles, it gives pleasure to your eyes. This is a very secrets behind compositions that we see in the videos. The way that they sit, they complement each other. Like, V is looking at Hobie, like, Hobie's pointing at V. it forces you to watch V. Jungkook is watching Hobie but pointing out at V, and V is pointing upward. Look at this. And this is like the very straight line in the very half of the video, like 50% of the boys on the right side and the other 50 in the left side, and in the right side they make another triangle, which is fantastic to watch.
Together, Seokjin is trying to save them all so they could once again be together and be happy. He then holds up an hourglass showing that his time just restarted, meaning the room he's currently in, he just got into, which is why we saw him walking into this room. He's disconnected from the other members because in the storyline, he hasn't told any of them about his ability to time loop and that he's been trying to save them like hundreds of times. Don't worry though, later in the story he does confess to everyone about what's been happening. The scene switches over to Jungkook looking through the window as if he noticed Seokjin, but then looks down at the hourglass. His hourglass has finished, meaning it's going to start all over again, which is why they end up fading away. Them fading away could represent them going over to a new parallel universe. So why does Jungkook notice the hourglass, and why is he in a room similar to Seokjin's? In the storyline, after he gets hit with a truck, which he believes was actually Seokjin, the cat approaches him and asks him, "It'll be more painful to live than die. Do you still want to live?" Jungkook most likely made a deal with this cat, just like Seokjin made a deal with it to save everyone. So that means
this comes from a very creative mind to put that story together like it. You know, I love fiction. And this this gets me. I love fictions.
Jungkook is now in his own time loop, which is why he looks at the hourglass. We know that tension has been building up between Seokjin and Jungkook because Jungkook believes Seokjin was the one who hit him with the truck. Jungkook also suspects that the others know about the car accident and that they know it's Seokjin, but they're hiding the truth from him. But actually, the boys were just trying to find the map of the soul to help Seokjin, and they kept Jungkook out of it because they didn't want to stress him out so he could recover from the car accident. Now, this scene with Hoseok and Yoongi on a platform next to a door frame in the middle of a desert, this one still confuses me, not gonna lie. But since this music video does remind us of fake love, J-Hope was by the door during the music video. And I mean, Yoongi wasn't sitting against one, but I mean, he had a door in his room, if that means anything. We do see Hoseok and Yoongi interacting during Black Swan. The door frame could symbolize the transition and the passage from one world to another.
Interesting.
This would actually go hand in hand with all the doors we saw in Seokjin's scene. Seokjin reaches out his hands as the boys fade away. This scene reminds me of Seokjin reaching out during the Euphoria music video when Jungkook was trying to save Yoongi, and Seokjin was also in front of a window watching. Just like in Film Out, Seokjin is watching everyone once again through a window. We know that the window is linked to his time travels, which is why we hear the window shattering whenever he goes back in time. I'm assuming the window helps him see the past timelines just from the webtoon, which is another reason why I think the clean room is the past. The scene quickly switches over to the hourglass that is now moving backward.
Imagine you're watching a fiction and you're reading a fiction book, and you have the privilege to watch the music video without live action, but with having action in live, like, you know, having people in there.
Time is
Some of the people who love fictions, they waited so long to see the real version of everything. Like, you know, like Lion King. I love the fiction and I waited, I don't know, 20 years to see the live action movie and to enjoy it. But BTS fans can watch the live video from him. And that's quite interesting.
Winding. The room falls into destruction similar to the Fake Love music video. Remember that every time the window shatters in the story, that means he's going through another time loop. That also explains why the hourglass is rewinding. The room is in chaos and he tries to run out but realizes where he's at. Similar to the information we've gotten so far from the BTS Universe storyline, Seokjin did try to run away and began losing his memories of the boys. He ends up realizing that he doesn't want to continue running away and faces the pain to regain his memory back. Then, just like that, Seokjin disappears, going into another universe, which is another time loop.
I think Xceleste became an encyclopedia of BTS with having all this information together. It's very hard to do. Thank you so much again, Xceleste, for this video.
Before disappearing, Seokjin walks back and faces the window once again. Taehyung enters the scene from the other parallel room. By the looks of it, he notices Seokjin. Why does he notice Seokjin? In the storyline, Taehyung thought he was just having nightmares of the boys, but realizes he was seeing past timelines. In the webtoon, Taehyung actually goes to Seokjin's house after seeing his dreams of Seokjin hopeless and sitting on the ground trying to ignore the time loops. Maybe this scene represents that. Now, the ending seems pretty sad because Seokjin is no longer there and Taehyung is reaching out. But we know what happens in the storyline. Seokjin does end up saving everyone and found his map of the soul. Now the story shifts over to Jungkook because he has this tension built against the boys, and it seems like he made a time loop deal with the cat. The lyrics of Film Out do talk about reaching out their hand and the person suddenly disappearing. After going over detailed lyrics, I've come to the conclusion that the lyrics could also connect to the storyline. Remember that Film Out is the OST for the upcoming Signal movie, which also involves time travel. Now, there is a series for Signal, but it's about one detective existing in the present while another detective...
Lately, Japanese movie, they get me very hard. This movie that became nominated in the Oscar, Perfect Days. If you're a fan of Japanese movie, definitely go and watch this movie, Perfect Days, by Wim Wenders. I think Wim Wenders is kind of like a, German Japanese director, and the movie was fantastic. I'm going to watch a lot of Japanese movies, of course.
Exists in the past, and they help each other solve cases through a radio. The lyrics also go over picking up memories.
From all the memories stored in my heart, I gather up the ones of you, link them together, gazing at them projected across the room. I feel you with every burst of pain.
And gathering together, then gazing at them projected across the room. Seokjin had a scene like that in the BTS storyline. He gathered all their old photos because he was losing his memories, and every time he tried to remember,
it reminds me of the movie Memento from Christopher Nolan as well. It was a story of a guy he lost his memory, and the only way that he could remember things, it was by gathering snapshots like that and writing the story of that snapshot, behind the photo. If you haven't watched Memento, go and watch it. It's one of a kind movie of all time, for sure.
A painful headache tried to stop him. So the lyrics, I feel you with every burst of pain, reminds me of Seokjin's pain. Now I'm going to go over all the things I noticed but haven't been able to figure out. Seokjin was running. The door on the other side was open, but during Taehyung's scene, It's closed. This blue scene with all of them standing is still puzzling to me. We do notice Seokjin is standing ahead of them instead of beside them. Although this scene does remind me of Fake Love when they were like lined up in hoods. This painting behind RM is actually the same painting from their Life Goes On music video. This was pretty interesting. Also, another thing I wanted to note was that Taehyung and Jimin were the only ones who appeared in Jungkook's room, and they were also the only ones who appeared in the orange-yellow room. What y'all think? But yes, that is all I have for today. Please leave your...
Interesting. Definitely go and do a tribute to this Patreon page of Xceleste. As I can remember, I wanted to go and do something in Patreon as well, but it was complicated to some extent because, you know, whenever I make any video, they're all copyrighted video. I think I showed the whole content page of my YouTube channel. It's like I make no money from any of these videos, and the only way that people could support me was from Patreon, and Patreon was too complicated to do anything in there. But I'm going to take another look at it. If you guys could support me, it could, you know, make my life much more easier. But anyhow, these videos are all just for myself. But having, you know, a source of income like this can make you more motivated to do more. But anyhow, apart from everything, thank you so much for the support. It was a fantastic video by Xceleste, the film out explained theory. That was good to know all of it. I'm sure I cannot do any video like this because it needs a lot of, you know, great knowledge from BTS world, which I don't possess. Thanks a lot one more time. I hope you enjoyed the video, and take care till another video. Love you all. Bye-bye.